joke. Well, I'm delighted again to be able to speak at this North-West debate, and I think so far it's been a very constructive talk. We're coming with various ideas and various views, and it is very true that we're all passionate about that region, and I know the government as well is too. But the North-West is a dynamic and thriving part of the country, as well as being a powerhouse, not just for the North-West, but for the country, and it's now viewed as one of the most vibrant corners of Europe too. My honourable friend from Salford was talking about manufacturing. Yes, it's the UK's second biggest in terms of vehicle manufacturing. It accounts for nearly a quarter of the British chemical output and is key to the aerospace industry. We also talked about creative industries. Well, the media industry is growing twice the speed of anywhere else in Europe, and now we've got 31,000 businesses which are linked to the creative sector. And in Liverpool, we've got the Sony Computer Entertainment for Europe. We've got Granada, one of the leading commercial television productions and distributors, and also we have got the new introduction now of Media City in Salford. And nuclear as well, the nuclear industry is worth £3 billion annually, and pharmaceuticals and biomanufacturers are pivotal industries, and they employ 200,000 people. And the region is also homes to Britain's biggest financial and professional services outside London. So we have a dynamic area, we have a diverse area. There's lots that we can do there, but I guess my concern is the glue that keeps it all together. It is very diverse, not just in what it does, but also in its sort of terrain and geography too. So my question is, how are we going to keep that together when we're looking forward to local economic partnerships? What is going to happen to the RDA, and do we need some strategic overview partner of whatever size to make sure that we keep the momentum going forward there? Because yes, we know it's doing well, but equally on the other side, you know, it has got below average life expectancy in the UK as a whole. It's got below average weekly earnings and has above average job seekers allowance claimants with some of the worst unemployment statistics, and there are more disadvantaged areas in the North-West than in any other region. So there is a lot that we have done, but there is a lot that we have to continue to do to address all these incongruities that the region currently suffers. So it's strong and united, but we need to prioritise the North-West to keep it going forward. And my honourable friend from Warrington South spoke very eloquently about the needs for education and skills, the next generation access, and what we're going to do there. So the North-West is one of the main contributors to the economy in terms of transport manufacture, and I believe highlights the needs for the continuation of success that we have seen in that sector. The North-West also has the lowest average daily motor vehicle use on the roads in 2008, and we need to keep it that way by increasing access to public transport, greater rail links, not only to the southeast and London, as well as develop, which I'm particularly keen on, the Trans-Pennine rail link has to be considered, and we have to look at that sort of cross-north-west links, which I think is vital again in our growth, that would utilise and capitalise on things like the superports for our region and how we're going to link it across. So I do think the infrastructure for our area is key. There is also a need for more investment in high-speed broadband and the next generation access, especially in rural areas. In Wirral West, almost 55% of households are considered to be deprived in terms of access to broadband. And this is not only for Wirral, but also many other areas in the North-West. Now, I know our government has pledged to do more for broadband and link us all up and get faster access. And in Liverpool at the moment there is a project which is a smart grid project being looked at, which is bringing together private sectors, how you can connect maybe some social economic deprived areas, how they can look at what their use of energy is, how they could make savings, but also how to connect them. So the Northwest has the potential to be the European leader in the field of renewable energy too, and also low-carbon industry. We currently have the most sites devoted to energy creation from renewable sources than anywhere else in the UK, and we have the capacity to generate the second largest amount of energy from this. And I think we actually have to see if we can be the first. So there is so much potential for the development of wind and nuclear power, as well as continued focus on wave power too. And again, in the Bay of Liverpool, we are combining together various private industries to look at next generation wind turbines. And that's what we need to be looking at as a government too. Where could we facilitate private industry and enterprise for a terrific return, which would, again, regenerate areas, provide work, and draw into the UK economy as a whole. Importantly, the Northwest has the most successful UK region outside the Southeast for attracting foreign direct investment projects over the last few years. 511 projects between 2007 and 2010, and that equates to 7,000 new jobs having been created in the last year alone through 179 FDI projects. Greater enterprise brings with it more job prospects and more employment for the Northwest. And I think that is specifically important too for the young at the time that we have got the most unemployment and young people not in education, training or work. It is really key to know that you have a future, know that investment's coming into your area, and I think into your area is key as well. We have a great sort of drain of youth maybe going down to the south, the southeast, and I, for one, would like to keep some of those in the Northwest. The Northwest is also responsible for 20% of UK manufacture of chemicals, chemical products and man-made fibres, a sector that is significantly growing, and we need to make sure that it continues to grow. So we do need to have a strategy, an investment strategy for the area. We cannot work in isolation. We must be outward-looking and not inward-looking. And whilst we know we're going to be moving forward with city regions, and we know that we're going to be moving forward with local economic partnerships. But my question, I guess, is how are those bodies going to be working together for the greater good of the Northwest when we're looking at significant investment infrastructure that does cross all of these sub-regional boundaries, and how can we work as a whole to move and raise from the platform that we are at, which is doing well, we are vibrant, we are doing well, but how do we continue to do that so that we can be a significant engine of employment and growth for the whole of the UK?